Then let's move on to this last one here, The Pit. Got to watch it all from beginning to end over the course of like 3 days or so. This was a fantastic season, a great season. The writing just continues to go hard. The performances continue to go hard. The cases are just insane. I think in this season we got one of the craziest cases. No, the craziest case that I've seen from this show yet. Fantastic. We got the most caught off guard moment. I'm gonna go into spoilers right now, but we got the most caught off guard moment from this show as well. For me, I was like, oh, damn, that kind of sucks. But then they gave us more to this character that got me, man. They it got me. Like I teared up. I said, damn, bro. I so much purpose from a character that we've seen since season one, and the way he concluded in season two, I thought was just phenomenal. It was fantastic. The cast I thought was great, as they tend to be from season one. All of them are just fantastic. You have a favorite character, pick one. They're all great. They're all phenomenal. I will say, from the season one, I loved Whitaker and I loved Mel. Both of them were great. They were fantastic. Coming into episode one and seeing Whitaker bring the teachings that he learned from fucking season one from Robbie, I was like, yeah, man. When the patient died and he's training the new ones, showing them the ropes, and he's like, hey, we're not done yet. They're about to leave. He just passed away. No, we're not done yet. We're gonna go ahead and let's, what we like to do if when we get a moment is just kind of sit here and just be with our thoughts and just pay respect, a moment of silence for him. And I said, damn, Whitaker's got it. He's my favorite character of the whole thing. I got it. He's got it. As the show goes on, though, bro, I'm like, what they did with let me see if I can remember the doctor's name, man. He's got a doctor that had problems in the first season that came back this season. Langdon, bro. To me, Langdon season one was all right, cool, whatever. It is what it is. But damn, did they write his character some fucking awesome redemption arc, the way he was handling things when he came back, not afraid and not shy to say why he wasn't here to different doctors, going on a little apology tour because of his 12 steps, but more so for himself to just apologize because he let them down, he let himself down. I said, damn, Langdon, you're my favorite. Like it was so insane. I did not really care about Langdon in the season one, but season two, from beginning to end, Langdon was him. His character progression was just phenomenal to me, and I enjoyed it so much. And the last character I'll speak on real quick before I let you get in on this. I said it from season one. I loved him as an actor, Sean Hatsi, which is the way I think. One of the things I know him from is Animal Kingdom. He's the doctor that lost his leg in season one, Dr. Jack Abbott. He was great. I loved him in season one. Seeing him on the roof in the first opener, and him contemplating jumping or not, and you got Robbie coming up to the roof talking him down because it was a long shift, and then seeing that come full circle, and now it's Robbie on the end of the roof at the end of season one, and he's talking him down, and then coming here into season two, they gave him more screen time, and I was for it, man. I am like him, and what's his name again? What's his name? Langdon. And Langdon are like this, man. They're like this. I need more. I need more screen time with Dr. Abbott, man. He is just phenomenal. He has a great scene with Robbie, with Noah Wiley, and just what Noah Wiley is going through as a character this season, and him just talking to him. I thought that was phenomenal. He is just killing it, and I'm loving Jack Abbott in this, and it's just a great season, man. Everybody's performances were crazy, but then you get Noah Wiley, which Noah Wiley was doing great. But this season finale was his episode. He said, let me remind y'all while I'm on the cover of this shit. Let me show you why I'm on the thumbnail of season one and now season two. This is my face on the Pit. Noah Wiley is phenomenal as an actor. He's I'm not going to say leagues, but he's a tier above everybody else. Like, he really is. When it comes to this acting shit, he's him. He really is him. And he showed it in this season finale and sprinkles throughout the entire show. But in this season finale, like I said, it's his show. It's his episode, I mean. And he killed it, bro. Emotionally, what he's going through and what he was contemplating in season one to how now he's doing this trip, this journey, and having that thoughts go through his head. No, Wiley is phenomenal. He's gonna get another Emmy from this, as he should. This is fantastic writing, fantastic TV. Pitt season 2, cannot wait. Pitt season 3 is not that far behind. Yeah, phenomenal. Jet, sorry, go ahead, man.
I mean, no, I've been patiently, waiting for your thoughts this whole season. I mean, it's the Pit. I don't know what else. I don't know what else can be said at this point. It's HBO at its best, and we know what HBO at its best means. The catalog that they just present year after year is really unmatched. And going into the finale, I was really like wondering, damn, how is this all gonna wrap up between the morning shift not knowing how to fuck to go home
Mm-hmm.
and these crazy patients that are coming in now. Like, how's this all going to conclude? And to be completely honest with you, I wasn't in love with how the season finale ended because I kind of feel like nothing got resolved in a way. Robbie didn't take off. Who else had problems? Mel has apparently a second part to her deposition coming. There was and Alishimi, she doesn't know if she's gonna get to work on fucking Monday. So it's like it's a combination of those kind of core characters that had overarching stories kind of go through the whole season. We didn't get like a finish to those stories. And I don't know, and I'm only really saying this because usually it will be fine with the show because it'll just be like, all right, well they'll just address that in season 3. But season 1 had a time jump. So it's like they could easily do the same thing here, and they just kind of reference what happened with those things, like the deposition, like some they might just talk about it in passing with different doctors in a hallway or something. So I'll keep it reserved and see how they handle these things in season 3, because obviously I don't know if Robbie's still gonna take off or not. I don't really know what the plan is there. But again, like I said, we'll see. But that's really the only thing. Everything else, I mean, I've been talking about the season all season long. It was phenomenal. We knew what it was when they talked about, this being over the 4th of July weekend, just the craziness that can ensue from that. And there was some craziness. I mean, we're limbs.
I'm glad. Limbs were crazy, and I thought it was going to be lean into a little bit more. And I'm glad it wasn't because they said 4th of July weekend, and I was like, how are you going to do that with hour 1, hour 2, hour 3? Like, you can't do that. That's the season. But it only revolved around 4th of July. So I thought that was cool, and it's not the whole weekend of the 4th of July weekend. So I thought that was pretty cool because it did stick to the 1, 2, 3 hours and stuff like that. So I thought that
for
was
sure. That episode was a while ago, so I don't remember the patient's name, but the one that you were talking about from season 1.
Was it Lionel? Lenny.
Is it Lenny?
Lenny is the one I'm talking about. Lenny.
The black guy, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lenny.
Okay. Well, yeah, that character. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it that week. I cried like a baby, man. That story was insane. Them talking about his family and the girl that he liked. Like it that episode was crazy. And talk about Noah Wiley, man. This fucking scene right here, bro. Him talking to that goddamn baby Jane Doe, and just telling him how he grew up the exact same way. Oh my God. Noah Wiley is insane, man. The emotions that you're getting from this guy off of the screen into you, just he does it every time. It was the same thing with the morgue scene in the last season. Like he just draws something out of me, man. It's ridiculous. It's another banger season. I can't wait for season 3. I love watching this show every week, and I mean LFG stamp of approval in every single way.
Yeah. Let me get to that emotional part. Lenny, I'm pretty sure it was Lenny. Yeah, like we seen this dude come in and he's a frequent flyer, I think, as they like to call him, since season one. He just comes in because he's the heavy drinker. He's got problems with his liver, got problems with other organs, and he's a pro because he's. I think in this season he's like, nah, don't worry about doc because they don't have time to show this doctor what to do in a certain procedure. Don't worry about it, doc. I'll walk him through it. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, because he knows exactly what he's about to go through, and sure enough, I think he's helping him get through it and stuff like that. So we see Lenny come into season one, and it's just like, okay, cool. He's a cool character. He's happy go lucky. He's always upbeat, things like that. He comes back in season two, and same thing. He's a frequent flyer. He's over here, but then he dies ultimately from all these complications that he's got going on, and it just hits the entire cast, like our entire group of characters. Everybody just really loved him and gravitated towards him, and he was really cool. And it caught me off guard how Whitaker, it took Whitaker pretty hard. Everybody got hit pretty hard, but Whitaker too caught me off guard how hard he took it too. And he's like, dang, unfortunate. So when that right there caught me off guard too, because that's the moment I was like, dang, bro, that kind of sucks. Like that really sucks. I really liked him as a character. I really liked him as a patient. He was really awesome. But then, like you mentioned, you get into this viewing area, and you get Robbie kind of huddled up with everybody around him. They find this picture, like, hey, who was this? And he's like, well, I had time to talk to him, and that was his wife. I think that was his wife, and they had a kid together. He didn't want to have kids, and she eventually broke him down, and they ended up having a kid, and they died in a car accident. And I said, oh my God, I started crying immediately.
Bro,
I said,
I want to cry right now, bro.
No, absolutely.
That shit was so sad.
It was so heartbreaking because like I said, the writing in this is so incredible. Like, from a patient that we just saw from, he's a heavy drinker. Okay, cool. Everybody, there's people in the world that
you don't think nothing of it.
Yeah, you don't think nothing of it. You think he's just a heavy drinker. But they gave him a reason so understandable to why he drank himself to death, literally to death, for losing his wife and his daughter. Like, I said, oh my God, me and Gloria are crying in the bed. Like this is insane. Writers, you're amazing. You're insane, because that was one of the most tearful, emotional moments I've had. Like, I said, damn, bro, like, I can't believe that. I can't believe they did that. So insane. Yeah, fantastic character. So that was one of the best moments, if not the best moment for me. Obviously, it's a downer, but the way it was written, the way that this character, we see him in season one. The craziest case that I was talking about earlier, the craziest case that I think we've seen on the Pitt was, I think, the second to last episode, that involves the pregnant mother who was having seizures, and they have to take the baby as like a C-section, like an on-the-spot C-section, and you got the baby going through complications while they're trying to save the mother.
That's the finale.
Is that the finale? That's the finale. Yeah, that's the craziest case I think I've seen on the Pitt. That one tops everything else that we've seen so far. And I was like, damn, because you just got the baby, you got the mother going back and forth, you got Robbie he's ready to leave, trying to leave, so to say. And he comes in, and they ultimately end up saving the baby and the mother, and it was really good for his character. And to see that, because
he needed that.
He needed that, absolutely. If he loses just one of them, he's for sure going on the motorcycle, going on a trip. I gotta go laters. But no, they ended up saving both of them. And just on a sheer scope of like seeing HBO doing what they're doing with the baby coming out of the womb and things like that,
it looks so insane.
Yeah, baby's blue, like straight up blue. It was insane. It was insane. Like, I was like, dang, that's wild. So that was the craziest, I think, case that I've seen on the Pitt. And then a moment that I was thinking back on, that while it was happening, I was like thinking nothing of it. But there's a woman that comes in from the ambulance, and they're having her hooked up, and her breasts are out, and you're like, oh shit, okay. Obviously, we've seen there's some crazy shit in this season, but her breasts are out, and they're trying to do that. And in the moment, I'm not thinking nothing of it, but she ends up having, I think, a heart attack. I think it was. Well, okay, she has a heart attack. I think fast forward an episode, maybe 2 episodes or whatever, they circle back to that, because you see the paramedics that brought her in come back and drop somebody else off. Robbie goes off on these 2 paramedics, and I thought, and I think it's a real world issue too. Like, I may be reading into it, but I think it was a good explanation and a good way to tell real world things that are happening. And he was like, all right, you guys missed a potential. I don't know if she died or not, but you almost cost her life because she had a heart attack because you guys didn't put the scanner on her correctly because you guys didn't want to go under her breast the right way or take her shirtless and connect everything the right way. And there was a bunch of female doctors, female nurses in the back, and he notices, he's like, all right, quick show of hands. Would you guys like to be naked for a moment, or would you guys like to live? And every girl raised their hand to live. And he's like, there you go. So for a few moments of being naked in front of somebody or wanting to live, there's your answer right there. So do a better job next time. He let them have it, and I thought it was phenomenal. And I think that was a real world issue that women go through because it's just a fact of life, I think. Obviously, I'm not a woman. I don't know. So, but that's what I took away from that scene. I thought that was phenomenal writing and a way to connect that to real world problems as well. But yeah, I think this whole season as a whole was just fantastic. I think they left one, and obviously what you were talking on, Robbie and the baby in the scene right here. I think he was talking to himself. I think he needed he needs a purpose. I think outside of the pit, outside of the hospital, because he even mentions, you know what, that this is where I belong. This is easy to me. This is where I know I'm making a difference. It's out here. It's out doing all the other stuff. So I think when it comes to him going on the bike ride or not, maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I do think either way, I think he needed this moment and understood this moment to kind of center himself, get a purpose. I even thought me and Gloria might even thought like he might even adopt the baby. I don't know. I think he needs something to give him purpose, to give his life meaning. When he was talking to Whitaker and he was seeing him and the girl from last season with her baby and how he's taking care of them, and he could see Whitaker just having a good time, happy, and he's interacting with the baby, putting music on for them and having this pseudo family. And I think he noticed that and it was like, dang, I need something like that too. I need something to keep me going.
Because he talked about like that's where he thought he'd be in life.
Yeah, having a kid, having a wife. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe he adopts this baby because it's still baby Jane Doe. She doesn't have nowhere to go. So maybe that's his purpose in life. For the Mel stuff, I don't think it mattered. I don't think that second deposition mattered much because, and maybe it will, maybe it won't. But throughout the whole season, they were like, nah, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Like,
right. But why bring it back up as a show?
Yeah, and I don't know if that was just I mean, for sure, I for sure. But even the lawyer at one point was like, nah, don't even worry about it. It is what it is. You're protected by the hospital. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You're fine. And I think it was more so for Mel's well-being, her emotional, her mental attitude towards the situation. So like I said, I do think they'll just mention it in passing. I don't, unless they decide, writers, I have no idea, unless they decide to make it something crazy. But yeah, I didn't have an issue with that, or don't have issue with those two particular fronts. We'll see what happens next season on that front. And then I think the last thing that I want to mention on this season was I think this show, aside from other like hospital shows, has so much more heart than the other shows, has so much more emotional attachments that you guys can get behind, and the characters that are more, I guess, lovable, like you grown to these characters than these other hospital shows. And I think that's what makes the Pit fantastic, makes it amazing and must watch TV, honestly. And then rewatchability. I do think it has rewatchability because they're alluding to cases from season 1 that I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm kind of a little hazy because I remember that a little bit, but not fully. But you could go watch season 1 and then jump into this because there's references back to the season 1 that I think the rewatchability is there, and I think that's very unique because I don't think you can do that with other hospital shows, with other doctor shows. I think, you know, cases come and go and they rarely come back to it. With this one, no, Whitaker has a whole family now because of season 1. You know, Mel's dealing with her stuff because of season 1. So I think that's a pretty cool aspect from the Pit season 1, rewatchability.
I can see that for sure. Yeah, no, this season was ridiculous. I thought I was kind of surprised. I thought you would speak on it just because of Langdon, but that scene that he had with Robbie, where he was holding the dude's neck. Oh my God. I was on the edge of my seat.
His hands were shaking, bro. Shaking.
I feel it. Oh, there's the pool. God.
Yo, yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy scene. That was a crazy scene too. That dude had to step away from him and he's like, oh my God. I can't believe I did that shit.
He had to go catch his breath. Yeah. And the other doctors are coming in here like, did you just fucking do that? That was nuts. And obviously their conversation at the end, because it's like, man, Robbie was avoiding this dude all day.
Yeah.
Like the whole day. Yeah. And then at the end when it's time to go, it's like now you want to say something to him, and it's kind of understandable because I get it from Robbie's perspective. Like all these people that you're working with day in and day out, like you have to trust them with your life in so many different aspects of the job, and for him to like betray you like that, like I'm sure it's tough.
I love the
But
line. I love the line that they told Robbie, or that they told Langdon about Robbie. He's like, he's not mad at you. He's mad at himself because he thinks he failed you. And I was like, dang, that's pretty deep, bro. Like, yeah, he's not mad at you. He's mad at himself for letting you down.
yeah, it's insane. The Pit is so great. It does so many things well. Little things that you probably don't even think about in the moment, but you sit back and reflect, like like you were talking about with, you know, women's indecency in different situations like that, or the kind of bigger topic I think that this season was talking about with just men's mental health. Like
Yeah.
that was such a big thing that this whole season, whether it's Robbie, whether it was Ogilvy, the other guy that Whitaker was talking about, where he was outside just fucked
broke.
up. Like
he doesn't even want to know if he wants to come back.
He was sitting next to the bush. They were actively calling his name. He could not hear them. Like he was just not there. And he doesn't know if he wants to come back the next day. There's just so much. This show does so much, and we'll see how season 3 plays out. I know that Dr. Mohan is she's not coming back for season 3. I didn't see the reason, but she's not going to be back. So little differences there, but again, like you have Robbie, you have some of these characters that make up the core, Dana and all of them. I mean, the Pit is going to shine. Like it's just too good.
You said your favorite character was Dana last season, and then you said you have a new one. Who was it?
Yeah, I don't know. Dana went through a lot, man.
Dana went through a lot. Came back with syringes in her pockets.
That scene was crazy.
She said, this ain't happening again. And the poor nurse, which I loved her character as well, like the fresh nurse, like she just came in and Dana took her under her wing. She got assaulted. She did get assaulted once. The other guy just kind of grabbed her. I mean, hey, I need a doctor. But she got assaulted twice in this season. And Dana was like, nah, hell nah. You put your hands on. You see the sign right here. You'll go to jail. There's a felony for assaulting a healthcare worker. So yeah, she was going through it. But yeah, Dana, I think, did fantastic in this season too, but she was going through some stuff for sure.
That her conversation with Robbie were crazy. Yep. Her waiting on the doctors to come pick up the rape kits, and like just they wouldn't come pick them up. So when the other two cops came, detectives, they were like, "Hey, like
she let them have it. It may not be your fault, but it's your fault right now, and you're gonna get this tongue lashing for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think it is Whitaker. Like his character progression as a kind of timid, kind of rookie, to being like a year 1 vet in the next season is crazy. His evolution was phenomenal, and I was rooting for him. I love when he stood up for himself. From Langdon, and Langdon even respected it, and it was like that's a good trait to have. Like I'm glad that you did that. It's so much good writing. Much good writing.
There you go, Whitaker, Langdon. I love Langdon. It's insane. I didn't care about him, but yeah, Langdon did phenomenal. They wrote him really well this season. One thing that I was looking at, I think the Pit gets a spinoff at some point. I think it gets a spinoff, and we deal with the night shift, because I was looking at the night shift people. I know you, and obviously I know Jack Abbott. There's actors in here. Give them. They had like a little motto, like a little cheer, little pep thing. Like, all right, we're the night crew. Yeah, you guys are gonna get a spinoff, huh? So I'm expecting a spinoff from the Pit night shift or whatever, however they want to call it. The Pit at night, whatever they want to call it. I don't know, but I'm expecting to get the night shift a spinoff, and I think that'll be pretty cool. Like, any more Pit? Hell yeah, give it to me. It's awesome. But look out for that. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. I was looking at that shit. It's crazy. Oh, and another thing too, you're watching all this fantastic stuff, and in the back of your mind, it's just so awesome, and you're like, damn, all this shit is accurate. Like if it's not 100%, it's 100. It's 99.9% accurate. The shit that they're doing, the shit that they're prescribing, the shit that they're doing to patients, you know damn well, because I've seen all the YouTube videos, I've seen all the doctors and nurses, and no, that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what you do in this situation. This is the most accurate medical drama, and I've heard those words being said by multiple people, and it's just so cool that you're watching this show, and it's great television, and at the back of your mind, you know that they're doing the right shit. Like this is shit that would be getting done in a hospital. Well, I think that's pretty cool. This shit taught me a couple things too. Like obviously, I talked about it a couple times. My daughter has type 1 diabetes, so when we had that patient come in with diabetes, and they lean in on his breath, and they're like, "Oh, we smell the ketones." I looked at Gloria. I said, "What the? We could smell ketones?" And for those of you that don't know, ketones is like your blood sugars get too high, so you get ketones in your bloodstream. So you need to give more insulin to get those to clear the bloodstream, like they were doing in the hospital. But and obviously this is a severe case of if it gets to the point where it's on your breath, it's like, oh shit, you got to do something about it now, because that's like almost death type shit. But yeah, I looked at Gloria and said, "Oh, we can smell ketones," and I was like, I believe it. But she looked it up, and sure enough, yeah, you could smell ketones. So if it gets to that point, it's like, dang, that's kind of crazy. Because how come my doctors never told us that we could smell ketones and shit? Like that's insane. But yeah, so this show is teaching me shit, teaching people, I'm sure, other shit too. It's kind of wild. So pretty cool. But yeah, fantastic season. I can't wait for season 3. This show, and we know we're gonna get it this year. No, next year, right? It's early next year. And I hope they do a spinoff, because if they do a spinoff, we could do like every 6 months is a new fucking Pitt. You know, we do Pitt at night, and then we do the regular Pitt, and every 6 months we got Pitt. So that would be fucking awesome. They could schedule it up like that. That'd be pretty cool. But fantastic season. If you guys aren't watching the Pitt, highly recommend from us here at LFG to go check out the Pitt. But at the end of the day, our reviews are just our opinions. We encourage you guys to go out and watch the season for yourself, gather your own opinions, come back and share your thoughts.